It depends, right? It depends how large is actually your number of input tokens and output tokens, because those greatly influence the response times. If you just return a true or false because you have some classification use case, this is very quick and can process hundreds of requests per second. But if you're generating large amount of text, it's obviously way slower. And also, if you're talking about Sagemaker and Llama 3, you're hosting them yourself. So you need to also consider the infrastructure you need and upscaling and downscaling if you enable it. It never scales down to zero, so you need to be cautious about it as well. Because it's not serverless. Serverless inference is not available with GPUs, so you always have one instance up and running. As I said, it depends on how many tokens you have as input and even more how many tokens.
Yeah, Jordy wrote in the chat, let's assume 1,000 tokens in total, and let's consider a G5 instance.
It's probably, usually we see around 7 milliseconds per token. That's what we see with, depending also which Llama 3. But that's what we usually get out of the mid-size Llama 3 model. So 7 tokens per millisecond.
7 tokens per millisecond or 1 token per 7 milliseconds?
1 token per 7 milliseconds. Yes, sir.
There we go. That's why.
Now this is where something I was mentioning before, which is the GPU, right? Where you can do time split of GPU and you have control of the infrastructure. So you do time split on any Nvidia GPU, make it look like there is more GPUs and do parallelization. What the GPU will do is spend X amount of time in each request. So depending on the use case, that may be useful, or if it is a very time-sensitive workload, it may not be the best way to go about it, and you will need to scale horizontally the actual number of instances so that your infrastructure can handle that amount of parallelization. And quantizing, as Sasha was mentioning, will be faster to produce output if the quality of the model is up to what you're looking for.
Right. And also cheaper again, which is also quite useful.
One more follow-on question. Is it possible, before we move on to the next live question, is it possible to do to do dynamic batching in Sagemaker? You never know what these features are called nowadays. Dynamic batching in Sagemaker.
So there is batching in general available for all the custom hosted models, right? So if you want to do batching, you can also do that with a Llama model. I mean, you just need to be cautious again about the resources you're using there.
So with Bedrock, you cannot do dynamic batching. This is something that is, if I understand this correctly, it is something that NVIDIA provides to be able to, if you submit multiple requests for inference, the GPU will process them together rather than separately to be able to improve throughput. With Bedrock, you can't. There is no control over the infrastructure and how that is configured. If you go to Sagemaker, then you have control over the infrastructure and you may be able to enable that depending on the libraries and model. So just with Bedrock, you have less option of customization.